I'm going to share with you one of the main problems in Africa called HIV or AIDS that killed about 35 million people in the world. There was a story of a girl who went to a bar. One night, got drunk and met a random stranger. She was unaware of her actions that night and led her to do something that was not supposed to happen. Weeks have passed and she got a fever that includes vomiting and nausea that lasted for quite a long time. She had no idea what was happening to her, so she visited a doctor and was given tests. By the time she saw the test results, she was shocked by what she saw. It says HIV positive. If you were on her shoes, what would you feel about having this disease? Would you be depressed and feel scared, knowing that it has no cure and it killed millions of people? HIV or AIDS has become a widely spread virus that affects the human immune system. Above all, Africa has had the greatest number of infected persons, both adults and children, than any other continent. Today, I'm going to talk about where HIV virus was originated, when HIV virus epidemic started, and how HIV virus spread from one person to another and how it will be prevented. First of all, let's start with the origin of HIV virus. According to www.abra.org, human immunodeficiency virus is a type of lentivirus, which means it attacks the immune system. In a similar way, the simian immunodeficiency virus, or SIV, that attacks the immune system of monkeys and apes. Researchers found that HIV is related to SIV and there are many similarities between the two viruses. HIV-1 is closely related to a strain of SIV found in chimpanzees, and HIV-2 is closely related to a strain of SIV found in sooty mangabeys. The most commonly accepted theory is that of the hunter. In this scenario, SIV was transferred to humans as a result of chimps being killed or eaten, or their blood getting to the cuts or wounds on people in the course of hunting. It is widely believed that HIV was originated in Kinshasa, in the Democratic Republic of Congo around 1920 when SIV crossed species from chimpanzees to humans. Secondly, HIV epidemic started in the mid to late 1970s. By 1980, HIV may have already spread to 5 continents, including North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and Australia. In this period, between 100,000 and 300,000 people could have already been infected. Back in the 1980s, all doctors knew that suddenly healthy gay men were developing extremely rare infections and cancers, and it was killing them. There was a fungus growing inside their lungs, and it was called Pneumocystis carinea pneumonia, or PCP. At the same time, there were reports of a group of men in New York and in California with an unusually aggressive cancer named sarcoma. At this point, scientists had no idea what was making people sick. They didn't know if it was some sort of toxin or a pathogen, and if it was an infection, they don't know how it was spreading. That meant they couldn't warn people about how to protect themselves. Lastly, HIV is a sexually transmitted infection. It can also be spread by contact with infected blood or from mother to child during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding. Without proper medication, it may take years before HIV weakens your immune system to the point you have acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. There is no cure for HIV or AIDS, but there are medications that can dramatically slow down the progression of the disease. Reduce the risk of getting HIV by getting tested and knowing your partner's HIV status, and should use protections if doing sexual activities. Don't inject drugs, but if you do, use only sterile drug injection equipment and water. Remember to never share your equipment with others. HIV medicines can also be used for post-exposure prophylaxis and to prevent mother-to-child transmission of HIV. In conclusion, HIV epidemic affects a lot of people in the world, most importantly Africa, where they have the largest count of infected people. HIV does not make people dangerous to know, so you can shake their hands and give them a hug. Heaven knows they need it, as said by Princess Diana. We should raise awareness about HIV to help prevent it.